understand that they want to be careful. I understand that they wanted to bring attention because they don't want to find themselves in a situation where all of a sudden Canelo Alvarez is empowered because he's performance enhanced, because this is boxing that we're talking about here. You can get yourself hurt in that ring.
You know? But what we don't talk about is, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. So we really don't know all the fighters he beat. And he was on, he could have been not clean in a lot of fights.
You think he was clean the night he fought?
I'm saying, I don't.
The boxing world is exploding right now, and not for good reasons. Canelo Alvarez, one of the sport's greatest stars and boxing's biggest draw, is embroiled in another significant issue when rumors surfaced that he tested positive for a prohibited drug. Reactions have been coming in from all directions. This isn't just any headline. It has escalated into a big dispute that is rocking the sport. What makes it even more dramatic is that Canelo's name has already been associated with performance-enhancing drug charges. People have questioned him in the past, from rumors to controversies, but this time the criticism is considerably louder and more difficult to ignore.
Fucking Canelo, man. I don't know if he's cheating.
What do you mean?
I feel like Canelo juices. But I'm a Triple G fan, so I'm a say that ahead of time. I just like Triple G.
There's a lot of money on the line, and if I could get away with it, I would do it as well.
Some tainted beefs.
I think, he definitely got busted once for something, but it could have been from tainted beef. We don't know. But it also could be that, we should probably leave them the fuck alone and let them do whatever they want to do. Do you want to see Manny Pacquiao fight or not? Right? I want to see him juiced up, fighting at 45 years of age, coming in with a full six-pack, lighting people on.
According to sources, Canelo allegedly failed a routine drug test for a prohibited substance. These are the same types of criteria used to ensure fairness in boxing. Fighters at the top level are routinely tested, so when a superstar's name is linked to something like this, it sends shockwaves across the sport.
Do you think Canelo will ever pop dirty again?
No.
Do you think he's still juicing?
I don't know. I don't know what's in the man's heart. That's God's business. That's Jesus' business. It's not mine.
This is not an unknown prospect or a low-level fighter. We're talking about the face of Mexican boxing, a pound-for-pound champion, and a boxer who has made hundreds of millions of dollars during his career.
Y'all think Canelo hasn't been taking Clinton Bruderol for a long-ass time? Y'all think he ain't back on that shit? Or y'all think it was just a mistake? Because I go to Mexico all the time, from Houston, from Texas. I'm in Mexico all the time eating steak. I ain't never got...
However, these stories have prompted major doubts among fans and analysts. People are asking if every big fight in the previous several years was totally fair. Did opponents confront solely his talents in the ring, or was there anything more providing him an advantage?
Dr. Bletcher, do you think the reason why PEDs is so prominent is because they're still not testing for growth hormone quite yet?
Well, that's one, but there are many out there. I think the testing policies that are in place are really not designed to catch people yet.
And this is when supporters claim things get even more difficult.
Has anybody else noticed this? Well, I actually did some digging and confirmed many members of the boxing media have been paid off by certain people and essentially muzzled. I mean, these are the facts. For example, 6 of Eddie Reynoso's fighters have tested positive for PED.
However, many feel Canelo will dodge the same kind of punishment. Jermall Charlo also responded publicly, claiming that these types of claims against Canelo had existed for a long time.
It's Crawford who's made.
Are we gonna relitigate Canelo Alvarez's drug test?
I'm a drug user. I cheated sport plenty of times. I cheated those same commissions. This is not to relitigate. We know our own. I'm a cheater. I know a cheater when I see one.
Oscar De La Hoya soon fueled the topic. He asserted that Canelo's staff wields power and has deep ties behind the scenes. According to him, issues like these were purportedly resolved privately before they became large public scandals.
If Canelo was 100% confident in himself, I don't know why he wouldn't fight me. Especially since, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which means including him, so he never got off
You think
steroids.
he's on steroids?
Of course. How does
You saw De La Hoya
how do five people out of your camp get tested positive for steroids?
Right.
You know what I mean? All those fucking dudes in that.
That is a big indictment coming from someone who previously promoted him. De La Hoya didn't just hint at partiality. He portrayed a picture of a boxing system in which top boxers are frequently protected.
Crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
Many boxing fans feel the sport has been plagued by favoritism for years, particularly when large pay-per-view numbers and ticket sales are involved. David Benavidez also claimed that Canelo's body and endurance had been odd at times.
Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. It's simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you pushed for?
No, I didn't.
And there's any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
Then there's Terence Crawford, the definitive champion who has never concealed his feelings toward Canelo. For years, the two boxers have feuded, with Crawford accusing him of deliberately selecting opponents and avoiding difficult confrontations.
So we have two drug users that both lost. Two birds, one stone. But let's get to the point. The WBC raised the clenbuterol level for the drug users when they got caught using clenbuterol. They raised the drug level. As you can see right here, the WBC is owned by Mauricio Suleiman, a fellow Mexican. They raised the drug level for two steroid users, and they suffered two losses. Two birds, one stone. Two birds, one steroid. Two birds, one steroid. I mean, what are you gonna say now? It's crazy how people can be the best but be on steroids. Where? In any other professional sport, you will be banned, you'll be stripped, but in this sport, you can be using steroids and still be good.
With these fresh claims circulating online, Crawford has been even more vociferous. He feels the event validates many of his previous worries, stating that Canelo is not untouchable and that the image around him has never been ideal.
You could take a guy like Canelo, this guy could do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm going to tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespect.
To be fair, Crawford does not normally talk carelessly about serious claims. When he says anything in public, supporters know he means it.
Nice right hand by Mayweather off the jab. No dancing since Floyd Mayweather. Very low. Canelo goes low.
But you see what Floyd was doing in the clinches. He had his open hand over the mouth of Canelo Alvarez. I wonder if we can get a replay at the end of the round. So he put his glove, he almost muffed him. He put the palm of his glove in Canelo's face in that clinch on the opposite side of
Mayweather goes to touch gloves and Canelo wants no part of it. Counter right that bounced off Mayweather's shoulder. There was a left hook that landed by Canelo, but Mayweather comes back with a two-punch combination of his own.
You can't beat Floyd Mayweather unless you can...
And Canelo's shoulder bumps Mayweather.
He's telling him you're doing it.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has been criticizing Canelo for years. Floyd has often reminded supporters that he dominated their bout in 2013 and never bought into Canelo's hype.
Canelo kind of made a great point when talking about sizes. Because he said, if you look at them two together now, they look the same size. He said, people have got the idea of the size thing wrong. It's not looking at them as a physical package. It's who has absorbed the bigger shots in the weight division. And it was good. It was a very good point. It was like Canelo has been hit by light heavyweights and super middleweights for the best part of a decade.
Basically,
he's so used to taking those shots, whereas Crawford hasn't. Crawford's been hit by 140 guys and 147 guys for the best part of a decade.
Yeah.
What's Crawford going to be like? So basically, trying to say Canelo could easily absorb Crawford shots. Can Crawford easily absorb Canelo's punches?
If you're taking shots from Triple G, Sergey Kovalev, and Dmitry Bivol, and you're staying on your feet, not getting hurt,
not even getting wobbled,
just literally shaking it off, you can take Terence Crawford shots.
100%.
Floyd is now speaking out even more as the debate grows. He adds the scenario is another reason why he has always questioned Canelo's reputation. Floyd has frequently portrayed himself as a boxer who won by talent, discipline, and fair play. As a result, many people saw him using the circumstance to demonstrate that his long-standing competitor was never considered as ideal behind the scenes.
You know what I mean? Like I said before, this is the biggest fight in boxing. You know, Terence Crawford versus Canelo, Canelo versus Crawford. It's the biggest fight to be made in boxing, and it's made, and we're gonna make history.
We saw you at 180. Are you comfortable at that weight? Are you walking around that big? Are you comfortable at that?
No, man, I'm 200 pounds, man. What y'all talking about?
This makes a potential bout between Canelo and Terence Crawford even more intriguing. Crawford wants to battle him at 168 pounds, up from 147 pounds. That is a massive weight class leap, and few boxers try it. Crawford's point is straightforward. If both boxers are actually battling equally, the playing field should remain level for all participants.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one. You mention me one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look,
it's gonna be me.
I don't care about anybody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stuff a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? Same everybody else been saying since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next.
Canelo has spent years dominating divisions that match his talents. Critics claim he frequently faces opponents who are either naturally smaller or uncomfortable in that weight class. Crawford, who is already regarded as one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in boxing, wants to take the next step and show himself on the grandest platform.
When the greatest Canelo came out, the one that you guys seen that fought Triple G the first time, bro, dude popped dirty for clenbuterol, bro. Why do you think the second fight didn't happen? So, for me, seeing that was the best Canelo I've ever seen. But that was Canelo off of steroids. Everybody else that he fought Amir Khan, he fought Daniel Jacobs, he fought Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant. These guys are all weak, bro. So for me, that's why I feel like I see Canelo Alvarez and I see like, he's not as good as everybody thinks. Because the best one that fought Golovkin that first time was off clenbuterol. That was the best Canelo I've ever seen, and that's why he looks so good, because he's off clenbuterol.
If this bout ever takes place, fans already know what Crawford will bring to the ring. He is renowned for his timing, mobility, intellect, and ability to swap positions seamlessly. Throughout his career, he outperformed boxers such as Errol Spence Jr. and put several top opponents into uncomfortable situations. More significantly, he excels at controlling distance and speed.
I asked somebody that tested positive for steroids what they think about someone else testing positive for steroids. A friend, a fellow countryman, a fellow caveman, their fellow cave brethren.
Canelo's strengths have always been counterpunching, body blows, and explosive power. However, many fans feel that if Crawford survives the early rounds and controls the tempo, the bout will become a tactical war. Still, some contend that justice is more important than anything else. The greater problem now is not the stories themselves, but what they may indicate for boxing's reputation. Fans have already questioned judgment, matching, and how certain stars are handled. If elite fighters can confront criticism without serious penalties, discontent with the sport will only grow.
To up the protein content in the meat. And he's saying that what he had was contaminated meat because his training center is in Mexico and there's a problem with Mexican meat down there. He even issued a statement saying, quote, "I'm an athlete who respects the sport and this surprises me and bothers me because it had never happened to me. I will submit to all the tests that require me to clarify this embarrassing situation and I trust in the end the truth will prevail." So far the fight with Gennady Golovkin is still on. He's still dead set on making that fight. Canelo says he's moving his training camp out of Mexico into the United States.
Fans have also referred to other boxers, including as Dillian White and Jarrell Miller, who have faced criticism for failing drug tests. That is why many people are wondering if Canelo will be handled differently.
Natty, you said that before the first fight you didn't believe that Canelo was clean. Why is that?
I'm not thinking for him about just I saw, so many doctors sent me photos, just said, look, he's muscle, just injection to muscles, and he used, I don't know why his coach bring him, just something like pills, after waiting. Look, I will say he's waiting and he's pills just for what? Just this is not my point. Just I know I'm never use medicals. I like clean sport.
And for you, does the Nevada State Athletic Commission treat him with certain leniency as compared to you and other fighters?
No, I'm not thinking about just a lot for Nevada Commission or Athletic Commission. Just because just if everybody bring him to ring, just it's legal.
So no matter what, even if he is not clean, you still want to fight Canelo Alvarez?
Absolutely, because just I know my stuff. Just I 100% know my stuff. Just I clean every time. Just it doesn't matter for me who stay in front of me or my opponent. He use drugs or not use drugs. It doesn't matter for me.
Some people might say, well, if he's got an unfair advantage, why would you want to step into the ring with him?
This business is not very clean.
Some critics have even mocked the issue online, wondering why boxers involved in previous incidents are frequently requested to comment on similar scandals affecting new sportsmen.
Is that it's terrible for boxing that possibly or the biggest superstar in the sport has failed a drugs test. I think that the only way you're going to catch drug cheats is by random testing, and the WBA and the WBC do a good job on that, but the commissions have to step up, in my opinion, to enforce random testing. In England, in Britain, the British Boxing Board of Control, all the championship fighters are on random drug testing. UCAD will turn up, test them in camp. There's no escape.
It's a weird thing over here because there's so many commissions.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah, and the UK's, I guess, a sizable area where you could have one.
If you body an American boxing federation that governed all commissions, they could introduce an anti.
So far, the bout against Gennady Golovkin is still on. He is still determined to have that battle. Canelo says he is shifting his training camp from Mexico to the United States, and this debate reminds fans of what happened in 2018, when Canelo tested positive for clenbuterol ahead of his rematch with Gennady Golovkin. At the time, he blamed tainted beef from Mexico. Despite his brief ban, many fans never entirely recovered from the incident, and arguments about it continue to this day.
Fucking Canelo, man. I don't know if he's cheating.
What do you mean?
I feel like Canelo juices. But I'm a Triple G fan, so I'm a say that ahead of time. I just like Triple G.
There's a lot of money on the line, and if I could get away with it, I would do it as well.
Some tainted beefs.
I think, well, he definitely got busted once for something, but it could have been from tainted beef. We don't know. But it also could be that, we should probably leave them the fuck alone and let them do whatever they want to do. Do you want to see Manny Pacquiao fight or not? Right? I want to see him juiced up, fighting at 45 years of age, coming in with a full six-pack, lighting people.